Hi, everybody, and welcome to our December Anticipated Games podcast. This is, as you probably know, because you've probably seen these before, where we talk about a couple games that we're excited for. Now, this month is kind of interesting because we almost debated not making this because there are almost no games coming out at all, and the ones that are coming out are like remakes and stuff. But we toughed it out and we figured out a couple. This will be a little bit different because not everyone's doing two games. We're going to have a lot less and we're not going to talk about them as much because there just isn't that much. But we're going to, we're going to take what we have and do what we will with it. So I will start off because I do have two, and I know you, Nick and Travis. Oh, by the way, I'm with Nick and Travis.
Didn't even introduce us. Like, you just said our names.
You know what? We do the same crew every time. I feel like people know us by now.
Yeah, has it ever been different for the monthly games?
Yeah.
There could be newcomers. You never know. Whatever, Mike. Just go.
We can't make friends.
Well, Jesus. I was going to say, I actually have a few games I want to talk about because I'm going to throw a couple together. So the first thing I want to talk about is the virtual reality as a whole, because there's a few cool games coming out for that, though not for the PlayStation VR, and that is Doom VR and Fallout VR. So the new Fallout 4 game that came out, they're releasing that for VR too. And the reason I want to talk about these is because, as people know, Skyrim VR came out in November, and that's like a full-on game that they released into VR, and I think that's kind of cool that, people are starting to do that, where companies are starting to trust the system more and are releasing these full RPG-style games onto VR. And so the fact that Doom, which I don't know if you guys have played the new Doom or seen it, but it's crazy. You're in hell facing creatures from hell. So it's mad chaos. And so playing that game in VR I think will be very interesting. I'm excited I don't have the Vive, so I can't play it, but I'm going to see if I can find some way to figure it out. And then same with Fallout 4, because that's a lot like Elder Scrolls with that apocalypse open world style. So that's another one I'm excited for. So December, though, there's not a whole lot coming out that's new and groundbreaking. There's a lot of cool virtual reality stuff. So if you own a Vive, there's all that stuff. There's also some other stuff for PlayStation VR, like Bravo Team, which is a military experience. I'm not as interested in that, but there's a lot of cool stuff. So if you're a virtual reality fan, it'll be a good month for you.
Cool. Do we want me to?
Do it.
Move on?
Go.
Okay.
Jeez, Nick's in a rush.
My game that I am very interested in
Hey,
is...
I want excitement here. Come on, people. We're talking about exciting stuff.
You sound like a coach.
My exciting game is Xenoblade Chronicles 2!
Yeah!
Yay! Because as
go.
people might know, I put Xenoblade Chronicles X on my top 5 list, and I haven't even beaten that game because I had to ground myself because I can't stop playing it whenever I do start playing it.
Only the cool kids ground themselves.
Right.
There's only 2 games that I've really grounded myself from, and one is because it makes me very, very angry, and the other because I get too addicted to.
So this one's for a good reason.
Right. I love Xenoblade. I have no complaints about it yet, even though Tatsu can be weird at times. But I mean,
I don't understand these references.
He's an alien who's annoying. But
He's not technically an alien. He's a Nopon. Nopons aren't really... Well, I guess. If you
Nick, you
They're
just
not
said
from
we need
Earth.
energy, and now listen to you.
I'm saying
Anyway.
a clarification. Screw you, Mike. Anyway, just...
Oh my
Anyway,
god.
I'm still excited for it, and actually, I'm getting a Switch for Christmas.
Yay.
So, I have to then, over winter break, beat the first Xenoblade Chronicles, so then I can then start Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Well, technically,
Got
he's
a lot of
going
work
to
to
be
do,
beating
Travis.
the second Xenoblade Chronicles, which is Xenoblade Chronicles X or Xenoblade Chronicles 10, and then the third one's going to be Xenoblade Chronicles 2 because numbering systems. Am I right?
Yeah, it is weird. I will give you that.
Yeah.
It is pretty odd. I'll say that. But yeah, no, the first Xenoblade Chronicles is for the Wii, so
Right.
just saying.
I know,
So-
but you know what I'm talking about, jackass.
Fair, but maybe other people will be like,
Is this-
"No,
do
you're
you-
wrong."
Do you know, I haven't been doing much research on the story, because, especially since I haven't even beaten the one that I am playing.
They're going to find a
any
giant
spoilers.
tree.
The
Does
Deku
it
tree?
have any connection between Chronicles X?
No,
Okay.
Chronicles
So
X
it's
is kind of like a
completely
side
different
story kind of thing.
Right.
Most of the gameplay will be, I guess the gameplay is more focused on what's going to be similar between the two.
Right.
But Xenoblade Chronicles, I think Xenoblade Chronicles for the Wii, Chronicles X and Chronicles 2 for the Switch are going to be very separate stories. at least from
Okay.
what I've learned. Chronicles, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is going to be more along the lines of basically like off of very giant like animal titan kind of creatures and whatnot, and it's going to be more focused with that. So it's going to be more leaning towards the first one than the one for the Wii U. So yeah.
Okay.
I'm excited for it as well. I think it's going to be very good. But the one I'm going to be talking about, I won't talk about it for a long time because technically it's already been out and people I think been playing it. But from what I see here is that Ukulele is going to be coming out to the Switch on December 14th.
Yes.
So I hope that's right. I really don't know. Mike, do you have any?
Yeah, I can
on that?
confirm you're right. I don't know if the date's exactly right, but I do know it's like mid-December, so.
Okay, cool. So Ukulele, as everybody knows, if I'm not sure if you mentioned it a ton, basically out to be next kind of platformer made by, I think, X-Rare people and whatnot. But it's very interesting to see now because I'm not sure if you guys noticed, but platformers like that, unless you're Mario Odyssey, aren't really doing so good. So personally, I think a game like Ukulele would give me a lot of enjoyment playing it, but I'm not a modern gamer, and I got the SNES Classic and have been playing that a ton, which is kind of sad to say that Donkey Kong Country has absorbed me more than Super Mario Maker.
That's Nick for you.
Like, yeah, I guess, don't want to say that I'm complicated, but, like, I just really like those old style of games more.
The most modern game he's bought is the SNES Classic. That's how old school Nick is.
Honestly, yeah, I really haven't bought a lot of, like
that is
newer
sad.
games. I mean, I don't really play a lot of newer games. I mean, but yeah, no, I'm very curious to see how it'll do, maybe because I'm thinking a lot of those kind of platformer kind of games have done better on Nintendo consoles, so I'm thinking that maybe Ukulele will do better on the Switch.
Yep.
But you know what? I really don't know because, I don't know, porting it could have issues. There might be frame rate issues. I really don't know.
I think
in my mind, I think it's going to be better.
Yeah, I think it's going to be better too because Nintendo doesn't exactly grasp the modern gamer as much as like, I don't know, modern
as in like
gamers.
the stereotypical like shooter genre and whatnot. Yeah, Nintendo
Right.
doesn't really go for that target demographic.
Right.
Right.
Well, and I also think, like, it's also like the Nintendo fans, I think, care a lot less about, like, graphics and hardcore gaming. So I think, like, the people that own Switches and Wii U's and stuff are, like, more likely to enjoy a game like Ukulele.
Oh well, yeah, that's good. I don't have much more to say about it. I'm just curious to see how it does. I think I'll have fun playing it, and I'll probably get Ukulele, but I can understand why a lot of people are complaining, just like, it's not a good game. Like, it's just not meant for your audience. Like, Sonic Mania is not meant for a modern gamer to play. It's meant for people who grew up on the original games and have an appreciation for those. It's not meant for Sonic Mania being your first Sonic game. It just isn't.
Right.
But it should be.
Yeah.
I disagree, but that's just me.
Whatever.
But yeah. Oh well.
All right, so I have a question for both of you. Do either of
Okay.
you have any other games you want to talk about, or are you both good?
I think Okami Sorry, go on.
I was just gonna say that I don't really recognize many of the other titles.
I think Okami HD looks cool, but I mean, I'm still trying to play the regular Okami, but that's going to be taking a back seat because of Final Fantasy. So,
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So then I'm going to end this pretty much by saying that every other game that comes out this month, I'm going to talk about them all at once. Because pretty much every game
Go
that
ahead.
comes out at this point is like a gold edition. So a few of the games on the list that not reading, I have it completely memorized, include Dead Rising 4, Steep, Destiny 2. We have PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds releasing for Xbox One. Resident Evil 7, as Nick just mentioned, Okami. So there's a lot of games that were super popular before that are releasing with like upgraded versions with all the DLC. So since it's the holidays, if there are any games that have come out that I mentioned over the year that you wanted to play, that you didn't get a chance to play, this is a good time to buy it because now you're buying it with all the DLC. So now you don't have to pay that extra cost. You don't have to worry about, I spent $60 on a game and I have to spend an extra $15. You get everything for the full price, which, I know Nick doesn't like DLC, so if you're someone like that, getting a gold edition or like...
Hey. DLC needs to be done right, son. Needs to be done right.
We did have that like 30-minute discussion that I'm trying to edit.
Yeah.
But
Kind of got sidetracked there.
Yeah, that
But
one kind
I
of
will
just went in circles.
It did. But I will personally recommend Resident Evil 7. Obviously, I'm a big fan of that one. So if you haven't played it, get the gold edition for that, because there's a lot of cool DLC for that, including a card game mode where you just play blackjack against evil people. And who doesn't like doing that?
Interesting.
What?
I was about to ask what DLC could be in there, and now you answered. Blackjack. I'm in.
That game has some of the weirdest
I'm down
DLCs.
for
Some of it,
$50 DLC.
right?
To be fair,
Come at me.
To be
EA
fair,
games.
Paper Mario Color Splash had like a really big like rock paper scissors tournament. So you know,
Yeah, that was
It does.
DLC.
There's been
though.
dumber.
It was not DLC though.
That's true. Full game. It's worth it.
Full game. Yeah.
But yeah, so that's all I really had to say for that ending part is, there's a lot of full edition games coming out of the month of December that you can check out too. Obviously, there's a few of them on the screen that you saw, but there's a lot more too. So check out what you want. There's a lot of cool stuff. And that's all I have to say. Do you guys have any other thing to say?
No, bye everybody.
Bye.
Happy holidays.